Welcome back to Sport Lab. Arsenal fans had a lot to celebrate today as Bukayo Saka made his long-awaited comeback and immediately got on the score sheet. But it wasn't all good news for the Gunners, as they suffered a major injury blow with Gabriel Magalhaes limping off early on. Arsenal secured a 2-1 win over Fulham at the Emirates, but was it a comfortable victory? Let's break it all down.
Almost dramatic, too dramatic for Arsenal in the end there in the last couple of minutes, but they got the job done. Bukayo Saka is back. This is the big news, and he got his goal as well. Kenny only got the pitch. He was off for 3.5 months, or 3 months and a bit. He's back 7.5 minutes and he gets his goal.
Yeah, you felt as if it was fated. The whole stadium was waiting for his appearance. He got a marvellous reception, and of course he does what he generally does when he's on the pitch. He impacted the game. Probably not one of his most memorable finishes, but I like the fact he was kind of Johnny on the spot, in the right place at the right time. Martinelli, probably Arsenal's best attacker on the even, does great here, being really positive, driving the Fulham defenders, drawing them to him. It's a half-decent cross from Merino to that near post area. Credit to Martinelli, once he lays it off to Merino, keeps running into the box, drives at that near post area. You know, that's what Arsenal need to do, commit more players into the box. It's a lovely little improvisation here from Martinelli. And Saka, as the opposite winger, should always be just arriving at that back post and gets himself a simple tap in. But it was a really good move from Arsenal overall.
Yeah, he does a lot of things well, Saka, and we can see the little celebration here with the fitness coach Sam Wilson, who gets his due. Saka has that reputation around the club, and you see, if anyone saw the Amazon documentary, you can see how good he is with people and how well liked he seems to be around the place. I mean, it's not the biggest thing in the world, but it seems quite evident by how everyone in the stadium is reacting to it.
Yeah, look, it's a great moment for the fitness coach Sam Wilson. You know, it's a great recognition for him, because when you're out long term, you spend an awful lot of time with one person. You're best friends, pretty much, you know, first thing in the morning right through the last thing of the day. And, you know, you're always pushing your fitness coach, you know, want to do more. Can I up it? Can I do one more run? Can I join in? Can I join in training? Can I do the warm-up? Can I join in the rondos?
And he's telling you no a lot
and
of
he's
the
like,
time.
no, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
So, like, he has to try and keep the reins on you.
And they say the worst of you, I think the early part of those injuries, you've probably had them as well. You're not a happy bunny, like, you know, your head's down, you're an angry ant, you know, you almost, like, resist the kind of information that you don't make it easy for them. So, yeah, it's important. I'd say they're almost like physios stroke psychiatrists, those people. They're so important in terms of getting in between your ears and getting you straight between the ears before they actually start working on your body.
I know we're saying Real Madrid won't be quaking in their boots at that Arsenal performance, but they probably won't be too happy to see
we never
Saka
said that.
back. Yeah. Well, OK, well, you wouldn't think they would be. Yeah, I mean, Real Madrid are going to be favourites for that tie. But with Saka back, that's got to give them a puncher's chance, at least in attack.
It gives Real Madrid something to think about.
Yeah.
You know, so Bukayo Saka is the type of player that in the lead up to the game, he has to be accounted for. So when you're doing your team shape of defending and attacking, he is in the forefront of your thoughts. You know, Carlo Ancelotti and his staff there, you always have to have a plan for him. When he gets the ball, do we get him down the line? Are we getting him inside? Do we expect the midfield player to come back? Vinicius isn't going to go back and help the left back, so we're expecting the six to come across. Do we expect the centre back to come out? So that's a credit to Saka, the influence he has in world football now. So Real Madrid have to account for that. They will. I just don't know if Saka on his own will be enough.
It's the only area I think you'd argue is maybe a slight potential weakness in that Madrid team at left back. Maybe Garcia or Mendy. Don't know who's going to play. Whoever does, yeah, they'll have their hands full, and it will be interesting. I think Ancelotti's smart, and he understands that. So I think it wouldn't surprise him if he has a solution. It might be Bellingham over that side of the pitch rather than Vinicius, who he knows is going to track back and double up in those situations, because he'll know he puts Saka out of the game, they're as good as through.
We can get some reaction now from one of Saka's teammates. Declan Rice is standing by.
Victory tonight, Declan. What did you make of the 90 minutes?
Yeah, it was good. Obviously been away for 16 days now, so it was good to get back out there with the lads. I thought last 20 minutes we was a bit sloppy, but other than that I thought we was comfortable in the game, and it was good to come back after the break and get a win. That was the most important thing.
So how good was it to have Bukayo Saka come back and to score as well?
Yeah, it was special. I think you heard the crowd's reaction. It was unbelievable, and that's why he's one of the best wingers in the world, because he attacks the box and he's always in the right place, and you know, he gets his goal like he did tonight, and it was a lovely moment for him. I'm so happy.
Yeah, the assist from Martinelli as well, that was brilliant.
Yeah, he improvised really well. It was a really good team move. But yeah, that's a special moment for B, because he's worked his socks off for 3.5 months, and he's missed a lot of games, but we got him back at a good time.
Yeah, on a slightly less happy note, obviously the two defensive injuries a big worry with this big games coming up, especially.
Yeah, it's disappointing. Obviously, I don't know what's happened too much, to be honest with you, but two of our key players injured. Look, we've got other players who are unbelievable, and we're ready to go no matter who we play against, and whoever the manager picks, we'll always be ready. But yeah, let's see what happens with them two. But hopefully it's okay.
Well done tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a look at those injuries in a couple of minutes, but there are a few other things positive to talk about, and one of them is the performance of Martinelli, who was mentioned there. He got the assist, and he was really a thorn in Fulham's side all night.
Yeah, it's one of the best games I've seen him have for a long time for Arsenal, if I'm being honest.
He's involved in a lot of chances.
Talented player, kind of burst on the scene. I always feel he's spent too long out of games. Tonight was one of those nights where he was just the main man. Everything came down his side. When you're playing against a low block, flat back five, you need to open up defences. And one way of doing it is getting a white to him in 1v1 situations. And he tortured Castagna, really did. But not just him, they created chances from set plays, as they always will, Arsenal. Wide free kicks, corners, they do pose a huge threat. But with Saka out of the team, it was important for someone like Martinelli to take the reins and be the forefront of Arsenal.
We got Merino there as well. Got himself another goal tonight. He's actually got a pretty good goal scoring record since he went up front.
Yeah, no, I'm going to avoid this corner a little, because you have to remember he's a centre midfielder. He's been centre midfielder, shifted up to centre forward and said all the best. You've got to do a job for us up there. It's not easy. Totally different position. Back to goal, facing back down the play. Don't think he's helped at times. Spoke about Odegaard this evening, detaching himself too much from the centre forward, not really helping him out. But I still think if you get good enough delivery into the box, occasionally will chip in. And he's not the medium to long-term solution. We know that. But I give him a bit of credit. His chin's up. He's trying to do the right things, trying to get into the right areas. And like you've suggested, he's chipped in with a few important goals.
Were there a few cracks appearing in the Arsenal defence even before the late consolation goal thing with a few chances?
Yeah, kind of ties into my theory about Ben White going in at centre-back. If you look at a lot of these chances, Kiwior, just not sure about him. This is a great move away here for them. Raul Jimenez has a nice shot. Listen, it's a good save, but again, it's tidied up. But it's more the crosses coming in the box, some of his positioning. Obviously, you got this one here where he gets in a good position, takes a touch, and Adama Traore takes it off him. I just get an uneasy feeling when he's on the pitch. They're nowhere near as solid. That much is obvious. And we're obviously expecting when there's a change at centre-back, it won't look the same, but I'm not sure this guy has what it takes, and certainly not against Real Madrid. Obviously, the breakaway here, this is the miss from Muniz. I can't believe he's missed this. But again, if you look at Kiwior's position, he's only got one player to mark. All you've got to do is stay with him. And he drops onto the line for some reason. I have no idea why any centre-back...
He's pointing at the straight. Somebody else needs to take the striker.
Yeah, but you're centre-back, you're one-on-one. There's only one in the box right now, two centre-backs. Okay, there's one arriving. Maybe he gets taken by the run there of Pereira. But still, go and take Pereira. You don't drop onto the line. And then obviously the goal comes as well with him. Look, he's got Muniz. His first instinct is always take a step back, and that's why he doesn't get close enough there to Sensational for that header. I think you got to be touch tight in the box, and I think his first instinct is always take a step back. That's a protective thing. I want to give myself space and time to make a decision. I just rather him go and engage.
Like you said, if Muniz had scored that earlier chance, then maybe there would have been a bigger window to get an equaliser. As it was, it ended up being a consolation goal for a player who is capable of scoring these off the bench.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought they were better Fulham second half with the substitutions that they made. Lewis Skelly here, I thought, had a very dodgy second half. Made a couple of mistakes. That's a big worry. He has a double deflection here. Don't get me wrong, off Saliba. Look at Lewis Skelly here. You don't have to win every single ball. He's a lad who's got a lot of confidence, a lot of self-belief. But sometimes that can work against you. You can't win every single tackle that you're involved in. Should have been dropping into the space early and allowing Sensational to have that ball to his feet. He didn't. Sensational got into the space, and then it's that domino effect. Arsenal get dragged across. Saliba's a little bit unlucky here. He's in a decent enough defensive position, goes through the goalkeeper's legs. But that had been coming. Arsenal, Fulham had a lot of chances second half.
I'd make an argument there, like that as soon as that ball gets the other side of Lewis Skelly. I know there's a theme where centre-backs don't want to come out and they're told to protect the goal. Him slide across there earlier. Fulham didn't have a lot of players in the box. I think it was only the goal scorer and Saliba. I think if you slide across there and engage him higher up the pitch, but Kiwior just got caught in no man's land. He's not protecting the near post. He's not helping Saliba. He's just floating outside the width of the goal. So again, technical stuff, but some of his fundamentals, I just get a little bit.
Well, that's a massive worry. I mean, if he can't do the fundamentals in terms of what's coming down the road, you're in trouble. He's just not good enough. Simple as that. Centre half or left back, he's not at that level.
Let's have a little look at what is coming down the road by looking back at what happened today to two key players for Arsenal's defence. Kenny?
Yeah, Gabriel, we all had a big intake of breath when we saw this. Hand goes up in the air as well. It's a hamstring injury. He's been so good, Gabriel and Saliba, in terms of maintaining the levels of fitness over the past kind of couple of years. Hardly misses a game, but that's a huge blow. He's out for at least, you'd imagine, at least a month there, and possibly even the season over. This was the first bit of contact for Timber in the first half. Jimenez raked his studs up against him. Not exactly sure about this, what's happened. I think this is lingering from the injury first half. I don't think he was happy. I think he'd had enough. He put his hand up. The only good thing about this is I don't think it's muscle related, kind of calf or hamstring. It'll be pretty sore. There might be a bit of swelling around his knee there, but I wouldn't rule him out for next week.
That's on the basis that initial. So that was clearly a contact injury in the first half. He got, as you said, he got the studs down around the leg. But we're not 100% sure if that is what caused him to come off later on. There didn't seem to be much in that second incident. There was one.
Yeah, there was an hour between those two incidents, and he seemed to get up and seemed to be okay. The second one, he just seems to go in. I don't know, did he stub his studs and just roll that right ankle just slightly as it did, and just maybe open the joint a little bit? It didn't look muscular. It didn't look dynamic enough to be muscular.
They're going to strap him up if they really.
Yeah, I'd be relatively confident that that's one of those ones.
I think
a few
it's
days will be fine.
From him. 2-0, the game's over. He knows Real Madrid's coming up. There's a bit of pain there in the knees, pushing through it. Probably got to a point where he thought, "What am I doing here? I'm being stupid. I need to get off the pitch."
Yeah, there have been a few hamstring issues. Obviously, Saka's just back from his. There was Havertz most recently, Martinelli as well. Spent a bit of time out, and now Gabriel. So that's been a big issue for them, and maybe some questions to address behind the scenes. Who knows? But as regards tonight, they've gotten the win, and we've more to talk about after these.
Welcome back to Matchday Live, where it's Arsenal that have the lead in the London derby against Fulham. It's 1-0 as things stand, and it was Mikel Merino who scored the goal that separates both sides.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Arsenal have controlled the game, dominated and looked pretty relaxed in how they did it, and obviously they got a little bit of luck with the goal, but I thought Wanyeri was really key into that, but I thought it was, nice bit of magic here. You see it in the build-up now. Patient in the build-up. I love how Timber comes inside there, gets that pass on, and I love how Wanyeri just goes in behind. I love wingers that give the fullback a problem. If you can penetrate the fullback at any time, you come up with bits of magic, and that's what he did.
I think he's look at Robertson. You can see his number now, so he doesn't know where Wanyeri is. He's looking inside. There's an option there, what Kaz pointed out to me with Merino, but this is what you want, got people going in behind, because even Merino there, when there's an opportunity for him to go beyond, he still wanted it to feet, and I think that the Fulham defenders, when they see that, he's on his weak foot, there's three of them around him and they can't make a challenge. Again, you deserve everything you get in that instance. But it's good to see Arsenal trying to break the line. You've got to get past that line.
Bit of luck there with the deflection as well, but they're 1-0 ahead, and that's all that counts. Bit of worrying news, seeing Gabriel pull up with an injury. It didn't look good, did it, Kaz?
No, and look, I think when you're chasing Traore in the first 5-10 minutes, 15 minutes actually this game was, I think that's where he started to kind of really stretch himself, and you can see him pull up straight away. It's worrying because of how many injuries Arsenal have to hamstring, and it's even more worrying because in seven days' time they're going to be playing Real Madrid, and you need this guy in your team, so it's a little bit concerning.
It is very concerning because for me, the way he's pulled up, that's not 2 weeks. That's like 6 weeks at least. Could be out for the season. Depending on what happens with Arsenal, but that's a massive blow for us because with him and without him, there's a massive difference, especially in the win ratio. So he is somebody that is vital to what Arsenal are doing.
Yeah, the numbers there show 64% win percentage with him, but without 41%. There is a difference there.
Yeah, consistency, the pairing of the centre backs, his physicality, his mentality, the standards. In every good team, you need to have two solid, consistent centre-backs, so that would be a huge blow if that was a long-term thing.
OK, well, let's show you exactly what's been going on in the other couple of games. So, Forest against Manchester United, Anthony Lang.
Arsenal took the lead early in the first half thanks to makeshift striker Mikel Merino, whose deflected effort found the back of the net. The Gunners looked in control, but a worrying moment came when Gabriel Magalhaes pulled up with a hamstring injury just 16 minutes in while chasing Adama Traore. With key defensive absences already piling up, this injury could be a huge concern ahead of the Champions League clash with Real Madrid. The biggest moment of the night, Bukayo Saka's return, Just 7 minutes after coming on, he marked his comeback with a goal, heading in an acrobatic flick from Gabriel Martinelli. The Emirates erupted as their star man made an instant impact. Arsenal had plenty of chances to extend their lead, with Martin Odegaard missing some good opportunities, Merino having an effort cleared off the line, and Jurrien Timber forcing a strong save from Bernd Leno. But Fulham weren't done yet. Substitute Rodrigo Muniz made stoppage time nervy for Arsenal, pulling one back late on after missing a huge chance just minutes earlier. The Gunners held on, but they'll be frustrated that they couldn't keep a clean sheet. Ambulance injury worries, and what's next? Arsenal may have closed the gap to Liverpool to 9 points, but their attention will now shift to their Champions League quarter-final against Real Madrid. With Gabriel Magalhaes a doubt and other defensive injuries piling up, Mikel Arteta faces a huge selection headache. As for Fulham, they remain in 8th place and will be looking to bounce back in their next fixture. A solid win for Arsenal, but how big of a blow is Gabriel's injury ahead of their clash with Real Madrid? And can Saka help fire them to silverware this season? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Sport Lab for more football insights. See you next time.